They live in there. And this is the fridge, a little 2-shelf fridge. So when you're driving to any campsite or that sort of thing, there's a switch. You would obviously put it on here, so you'd have the car, so you'd have the, so you're operating off the vehicle battery, turn off again in a sec, but you leave it on that, and at the front of the van, you'd switch this little switch down there. That will now allow the fridge, this one, to be on. So it's off, on at the moment, off. So you turn that on and the fridge will actually cool down as you're driving along. So when you get to the campsite, before you go on the electric or use the gas, the fridge will actually have got cold, which is quite nice and handy, saves a bit of energy in that sense. Right, to light the fridge, yeah, where was I? Lighting the fridge, yeah. So you switch your battery on up there, you switch the one at the front on under there, and we're driving along, and then the fridge is lighting up, it's going on. So what you do then, you switch this switch to like that position, you can see it flashing, and you hold in, we pull out that first, it's a bit difficult to see. You pull out this little piece here, and it's an eyepiece. You look down inside there, so you have to get up close to it, and then you press this thing, and the spark is now being generated in the back of the fridge, and that will, after a few minutes, light the fridge. There, did you hear that? That poof, that was it lighting. You can just about see the little blue flame in the background for that eyepiece. Okay, that confirms it's on. So the fridge on gas takes longer to cool down. That's why it's good to have that switch on when you're driving. That pre-cools the fridge. But now it's on gas and you're parked up on a campsite, then you can leave it on gas. If you've got electricity on your campsite, then don't use the gas for the fridge, use electricity, and then you switch the switch here back onto whichever one you want. In terms, you don't need that on anymore, and you put it on number 1, 2 or 3 depending on how hot and cold you want your fridge to be, if you know what I mean, how cool. And the electricity from the campsite will keep the fridge lovely and cold. That's a little plug thing that goes in, keeps the fridge door shut while you're driving along, and that's it. So that's your fridge. So that's now, and you will feel after a while a bit of warmth coming out of here from the gas, and that also confirms the fridge is on. So I'll turn the heating off here now, because obviously it's nice and warm. If you wanted a bit of cool air to go around the van, you could just switch that, and that would just blow a bit of cold air, just the fan, and it's that side for the hot air, if you wanted that. What else have we got? I think that's about it. I've got a double lock on the back door. There's some matting that I put between the van and the awning, just to keep it, if it's slightly muddy or grassy or something, keep inside the van, inside the awning, a bit cleaner. When the awning's at the back of the van, it's a couple of feet away from the van, but there's a cover that comes over, and you've seen it in the pictures, that comes over, and the guy ropes from that cover go right to the front of the van, and I tie them to the windscreen wipers and the mirrors, and then that makes like a roof between the awning and the van and sides as well, as you can see in the pictures. I can't think of anything much else to say. Let me know if you want any more information. There was a skylight up there with a fly trap, stops the bugs coming in and bits of trees. I've shut that window now because I've finished boiling the kettle. That window's got mesh on the outside, so you can have the window open, and there's mesh there, again, stops bugs coming in. And that's knocked down. This is the sink, obviously. There, plug, and outside there's a drain hole, and there's a wastewater container in here at the bottom that you can put outside to pick up the bits. Oh, this box here, which part of the bed folds down to, is also a container for those vital things that you need for driving. Oil and petrol additives and de-icer, bits of spare rubber pipes and stuff. That oil won't fit in there, but that's the oil we use on the van. There's the wheel clamp behind there, and the other one is on the front there. Got Classic FM playing on the radio. There's a little shelf here. You can put a bit of non-slip mat here. Have your cups, charging unit, plugging in the cigarette lighter there, so you can charge your phones and things like that. And the heater controls. And I've got some tatty seat covers on at the moment, just to protect the seats. The original seat is still under there, underneath.